You're driving your family on the interstate when suddenly the engine shuts off, the transmission fails, or the electrical system dies completely. 9 full-size SUVs with catastrophic reliability problems, leaving owners stranded on highways across America. Engine failures, transmission explosions, and electrical fires that happen without warning. By number 1, you'll see the SUV with engine failures so common that class action lawsuits are piling up. These aren't minor problems, these are dangerous failures that put families at risk. Full-size SUVs are supposed to be reliable family haulers, but certain models have catastrophic design flaws causing sudden, dangerous failures. We analyzed NHTSA complaints, class action lawsuits, and mechanic reports to find the SUVs leaving drivers stranded. All 9 have documented problems causing highway breakdowns. Number 9. Ford Expedition. The Ford Expedition from 2018 to 2020 has transmission failures leaving drivers stranded on highways across America. These aren't gradual problems. The transmission just stops working while driving. The 10-speed automatic transmission develops catastrophic failures at 50,000 to 80,000 miles. The transmission slips, then loses all gears completely while driving. You're merging onto the interstate when suddenly you have no power, no acceleration. The transmission is dead. This is a highway safety nightmare. The issue is a design flaw in the torque converter and clutch packs. Ford knew about the problem, issued TSBs, but the fixes don't work long-term. Owners report transmissions failing 6 to 12 months after dealer repairs. The complete transmission replacement costs $6,000 to $9,000. The 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine has additional failures. The turbos fail at 60,000 to 90,000 miles, causing sudden power loss. The timing chain can stretch and jump, causing catastrophic engine damage. When the timing chain fails on the highway, the engine just stops. No warning, no power, just dead. But here's what makes Expedition failures particularly dangerous. These are family vehicles hauling kids across America. You're on a road trip when the transmission dies in the middle of nowhere. You're stuck on the side of a busy highway with semis flying past at 75 miles per hour. The NHTSA complaints document hundreds of cases. Families stranded in extreme heat or cold. Vehicles losing power in the middle of intersections. Transmissions failing during highway merges causing near accidents. These aren't hypothetical. These are documented dangerous failures. The warranty coverage is inconsistent. Some owners get transmissions replaced under warranty. Others are denied despite identical failures. Ford's response has been inadequate for the scale of the problem. Think about the family who bought a 2019 Expedition for $42,000 as their safe family hauler. At 64,000 miles while driving to Disney World, the transmission failed on I-95 in Georgia. They were stranded in 95-degree heat with 3 kids for 4 hours waiting for a tow truck. The transmission replacement cost $7,800. 6 months later, at 73,000 miles, the replacement transmission is already showing problems. Number 8 is a Chevy with engine failures. Number 8 is the Chevrolet Tahoe and Suburban from 2019 to 2021, experiencing engine failures that leave families stranded across America. These have the 5.3-liter or 6.2-liter V8 with catastrophic problems. The active fuel management system causes lifter failures that destroy engines. The lifters collapse, causing the engine to misfire violently, then seize completely. This happens suddenly while driving. The engine starts knocking, then within minutes it's dead. You're on the highway when the engine fails catastrophically. The problem is endemic across GM's lineup. Thousands of NHTSA complaints document engines failing at 30,000 to 70,000 miles, sometimes even lower mileage. GM issued a recall for some model years, but it doesn't cover all affected vehicles. The engine replacement costs $10,000 to $15,000, and GM often denies warranty claims saying it's lack of maintenance, despite owners having complete service records. The 8-speed automatic transmission has separate failures. The transmission shudders, then loses gears while driving. The torque converter fails, causing complete loss of power. You're merging onto the interstate when the transmission just stops working. But here's the financial nightmare. These SUVs cost $50,000 to $70,000 new, depreciate to $35,000 to $45,000, then need $12,000 engine replacements. Owners are underwater on loans for vehicles that are undrivable. They can't afford the repair, can't sell it broken, and can't trade it without massive losses. The safety implications are severe. Losing engine power on a busy highway creates dangerous situations. Other drivers don't expect a full-size SUV to suddenly lose all power and slow down rapidly. The potential for rear-end collisions is significant. Think about the contractor who bought a 2020 Suburban for $58,000 to haul his crew and equipment. At 52,000 miles while driving on the interstate, the engine started knocking violently. Within 2 miles, the engine seized completely. He was stranded on I-10 in Texas in 105-degree heat. The tow cost $450. The dealer quoted $14,200 for engine replacement. GM denied the warranty claim. The Suburban sits at a shop, undrivable, while he's still making $890 monthly payments. Number 7 is a Nissan with transmission nightmares. Number 7. Nissan Armada. At number 7, the Nissan Armada from 2017 to 2020 has transmission failures, leaving drivers stranded nationwide. These use Nissan's problematic automatic transmission with catastrophic reliability issues. The 7-speed automatic transmission develops complete failure at 40,000 to 70,000 miles. The transmission slips between gears, then loses all drive completely while driving. You're on the highway when suddenly the SUV won't move. The transmission is completely dead. The valve body inside the transmission is the main failure point. It develops internal leaks and electrical faults causing erratic shifting, then total failure. Nissan issued extended warranties for some cases, but many owners fall outside the coverage and face $5,000 to $8,000 repair bills. The cooling system for the transmission is inadequate for the vehicle's weight and towing capacity. The transmission overheats during highway driving or towing, accelerating the failures. Nissan's fix is replacing components that fail again because the root cause, inadequate cooling, isn't addressed. But here's what makes Armada failures particularly frustrating. These are marketed as heavy-duty towing vehicles. Families buy them to tow campers and boats, then the transmission fails while towing on the interstate. Imagine losing transmission power while towing a 6,000-pound trailer on a mountain grade. The NHTSA complaints document dangerous situations. Transmissions failing in traffic. Loss of power while passing on 2-lane highways. Complete transmission death, leaving families stranded hours from home with trailers attached. Think about the family who bought a 2018 Armada for $48,000 to tow their travel trailer. At 58,000 miles while towing through Arizona, the transmission started slipping. By the time they reached a town, the transmission was completely dead. The repair cost $6,800. Nissan denied the warranty claim because they were towing. They were stranded 800 miles from home with a trailer and 3 kids. Number 6 is a Dodge with electrical fires. Number 6 is the Dodge Durango from 2018 to 2021, experiencing electrical failures and fires that make these actively dangerous. The electrical system has catastrophic failures, causing complete power loss while driving. The TIPM, Totally Integrated Power Module, fails, causing the entire electrical system to shut down. You're driving on the highway when suddenly everything stops. Engine, power steering, brakes. The fuel pump relay in the TIPM can weld closed, causing the fuel pump to run continuously even when the vehicle is off. This drains the battery and can cause electrical fires. Dodge issued a recall, but the recall repair doesn't fix all affected vehicles. The wireless charging pad can short-circuit and start fires. Multiple vehicles have caught fire from this problem, but here's the nightmare scenario. You park your Durango in your attached garage. The fuel pump relay welds closed. Your garage catches fire, spreading to your house. The 3.6-liter V6 develops valve spring failures, causing valves to drop into cylinders, destroying the engine. This happens suddenly while driving. The engine makes a terrible noise, then dies completely. Think about the family who bought a 2019 Durango for $44,000. At 48,000 miles, the TIPM failed while driving on the interstate. The entire electrical system shut down. They coasted to the shoulder while semis flew past. 3 months later, their Durango caught fire in the garage. The garage fire caused $35,000 in damage. We're halfway through the list. Number 5. GMC Yukon. At number 5, the GMC Yukon and Yukon XL from 2015 to 2019 have transmission and engine failures, stranding owners across America. The 8-speed automatic transmission fails catastrophically. The transmission shudders violently, then loses all gears while driving. The problem is the torque converter and valve body failing together. Transmission replacement costs $6,000 to $9,000 at independent shops. The 5.3-liter V8 with active fuel management has the same lifter failures as the Tahoe/Suburban. The lifters collapse, the engine misfires violently, then seizes. Engine replacement costs $10,000 to $15,000. The 4-wheel drive system has additional problems. The transfer case fails, causing complete loss of 4-wheel drive and sometimes locking up while driving. The SUV jerks violently and can become uncontrollable. Think about the business owner who bought a 2017 Yukon Denali for $72,000. At 71,000 miles, the transmission failed while taking clients to dinner. He was stranded, had to call an Uber for his clients. At 84,000 miles, the engine started knocking from lifter failure. The Yukon is now worth maybe $28,000 with the known engine problem. The top 4 are the absolute worst offenders. Number 4. Lincoln Navigator. At number 4, the Lincoln Navigator from 2018 to 2020 has catastrophic failures despite costing $75,000 to $100,000. The transmission fails while driving, leaving luxury SUV owners stranded. The 10-speed loses all gears suddenly. No warning, just dead. You're on the highway in a $90,000 luxury vehicle when the transmission completely fails. Replacement costs $7,000 to $10,000. The 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 has turbocharger failures causing sudden power loss. The turbos fail at 50,000 to 80,000 miles, and when they go, the engine loses most of its power. The air suspension fails, and when it does on the highway, the ride becomes dangerous. When the rear air suspension fails while driving, the Navigator drops in the rear, affecting handling and braking. Complete air suspension replacement costs $4,000 to $8,000. Think about the executive who bought a 2019 Navigator Black Label for $95,000. At 58,000 miles while driving to a client meeting, the transmission failed on I-95. She was stranded for 3 hours. She missed her meeting, lost a major client contract, and faced a $9,200 transmission replacement. Number 3 is a Cadillac with nightmarish problems. Number 3 is the Cadillac Escalade, from 2015 to 2020, and these luxury SUVs cost $75,000 to $95,000 new, but develop problems that leave owners stranded. The 8-speed automatic transmission has the same catastrophic failures as other GM products. The transmission loses gears while driving, leaving $80,000 luxury SUVs dead on the highway. Transmission replacement costs $8,000 to $12,000. The 6.2-liter V8 has active fuel management lifter failures, destroying engines. The lifters collapse, the engine knocks violently, then seizes while driving. Engine replacement costs $12,000 to $18,000 at Cadillac dealers. The magnetic ride suspension fails, and when it does, the ride becomes terrible, and handling becomes dangerous. Complete suspension replacement costs $6,000 to $9,000. Think about the entrepreneur who bought a 2018 Escalade Platinum for $92,000. At 62,000 miles, the transmission failed while driving to an important business meeting. He was stranded for 90 minutes. At 71,000 miles, the engine started knocking from lifter failure. Cadillac denied the warranty claim. The engine replacement quote was $15,800. Number 2 combines multiple catastrophic failure modes. Number 2. Jeep Grand Cherokee. Number 2 is the Jeep Grand Cherokee from 2014 to 2021, and these have so many catastrophic failures they're ticking time bombs. The 3.6-liter V6 has valve spring failures causing valves to drop into cylinders while driving. When this happens, the engine makes a terrible noise, then dies completely. Repair requires complete engine replacement at $8,000 to $12,000. The ZF 8-speed automatic transmission fails at alarming rates. The transmission shudders, then loses gears completely while driving. Transmission replacement costs $5,000 to $8,000. The electrical system can catch fire. The TIPM has the same fire risk as the Durango. The fuel pump relay welds closed, causing electrical fires. Multiple Grand Cherokees have burned completely from electrical fires. But here's the triple threat: engine failure, transmission failure, and fire risk all in one vehicle. Think about the family who bought a 2016 Grand Cherokee Limited for $38,000. At 67,000 miles while driving to Grandma's house, the engine made a terrible noise and died on the interstate. A valve had dropped into the cylinder. They were stranded with 2 kids in winter weather for 4 hours. Engine replacement cost $10,200. 6 months later, their Grand Cherokee caught fire in the garage. The garage fire caused $28,000 in damage. And now, the SUV with the most catastrophic highway failures. Number 1 is the Ford Explorer from 2016 to 2019, and it has the worst combination of dangerous failures, leaving families stranded on highways across America. The 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine has catastrophic failures while driving. The engine develops coolant leaks into the cylinders, causing hydrolock. When this happens while driving, the engine seizes instantly. No warning, just dead. Engine replacement costs $10,000 to $15,000. The 6-speed automatic transmission fails at extremely high rates. The transmission shudders violently, then loses all gears while driving. When the transmission dies on the highway, you're completely stranded. Replacement costs $5,000 to $8,000. But here's the most dangerous problem: carbon monoxide poisoning. The Explorer has design flaws allowing exhaust fumes to enter the cabin while driving. Police departments across America had to park entire fleets of Explorer police interceptors because officers were getting sick. This is a life-threatening problem. The electrical system catches fire. Multiple Explorers have caught fire from electrical faults under the hood. The fires start while driving or shortly after parking. Ford issued recalls, but fires continue. The suspension has failures causing loss of control. The rear suspension components can separate while driving, causing the rear of the Explorer to sag and affecting handling dangerously. The NHTSA complaints on the Explorer are staggering. Thousands of reports documenting dangerous failures. Engines dying on highways, transmissions failing in traffic, carbon monoxide making families sick, electrical fires destroying vehicles. Think about the family who bought a 2017 Explorer XLT for $32,000. At 54,000 miles while on a family road trip, the engine seized on I-40 in Oklahoma. They were stranded in 100-degree heat with 3 kids and a dog for 5 hours. The engine had hydro-locked from coolant entering the cylinders. Engine replacement cost $12,800, and Ford denied the warranty claim. They had to put the repair on credit cards. At 68,000 miles, the transmission is now showing signs of failure. The family can't afford another major repair, can't afford to trade the Explorer because of negative equity, and they're terrified of being stranded again. That's why the Ford Explorer is number 1. It combines engine failures that seize while driving, transmission failures leaving families stranded, carbon monoxide poisoning making people sick while driving, electrical fires destroying vehicles, and suspension failures causing accidents. The Explorer isn't just unreliable, it's actively dangerous. These 9 full-size SUVs reveal a disturbing pattern in the automotive industry. Manufacturers prioritize profits over safety, rushing vehicles to market without adequate testing. When catastrophic problems emerge, warranty coverage is inconsistent, and owners are left holding the bag. The highway safety implications are severe. When a full-size SUV loses engine or transmission power on a busy interstate, the potential for accidents is enormous. The risk of rear-end collisions and families being left stranded in dangerous situations is real. 9 used full-size SUVs that will leave you stranded on the highway in 2026, from the Ford Expedition with transmission failures to the Explorer with every catastrophic problem imaginable. These aren't minor reliability issues, these are dangerous design flaws that put families at risk. If this video saved you from buying one of these dangerous SUVs, smash that like button. Have you been stranded by one of these vehicles? Drop your story in the comments. Real experiences warn others about these rolling disasters. Subscribe for automotive safety information that protects your family. Hit the bell because our next video covers which full-size SUVs you can buy used without the highway breakdown risk.